Hey everybody, this is Greg from Safe Ride for Kids, where our mission is to help parents and caregivers make every arrival a safe arrival, not only for themselves, but for every member of their family, including their unborn. And if you want more information on that, check out the Tummy Shield over at saferideforkids.com. But today we are here to talk about the RideSafer travel vest and a couple scenarios that have shown up in the last 4 years. Where the legality of the RideSafer vest was brought into question out in the field by users of the vest. And first of all, I want to point out that out of the thousands of vests that have been sold in the United States over the last 14 years, at Safe Ride for Kids, we've only experienced 2 scenarios where a parent came back to us where they had experienced the RideSafer being questioned about the legality of it. One of those was a law enforcement officer had informed the parents that the RideSafer was not legal in their state, where in fact when you look at the statute, the RideSafer vest is legal in that state. And another scenario where a rental car company didn't recognize that the RideSafer was a legal certified child restraint and required that the parents rent a car seat from them before they'd let them leave the lot. Both of those scenarios, it was just a lack of information on the person or organization's part. So what I want to do today is arm you, the consumer, with the information that you need in order to help educate those people on the other end, should you ever find yourself in one of those situations. But again, in 4 years, there's only been 2 scenarios that have gotten back to us. I guess another thing to mention is if you find yourself in one of those situations, in a law enforcement situation, for example, you get pulled over and the officer wants to issue a citation because they don't understand the legality of the RideSafer vest, which we have never had a case of. So that is very, very low probability. We can always accept the ticket, and then we at Safe Ride for Kids, I can argue on your behalf as a certified child passenger safety technician and instructor of that program. I can certainly help you present to the court a legal case for, not that I'm a lawyer, but I can provide to you the certification of the vest that you could then provide and go into traffic court and argue the legality of the RideSafer vest on your own. Or the other part of it is that in most states, child restraint violations usually are a very low, how shall I say this, low fine, and in many states, if not all, a no point offense. It seems like it's out of whack, but that's a whole nother topic. So what do you need in order to point out to another party that the RideSafer is a legal child restraint system? First and foremost, you want to make sure that you're using the vest according to manufacturer's instructions. That's always a prerequisite to it being legal, is that you're using it within the manufacturer's guidelines. So for the RideSafer vest, the weight limits of the vest are going to be here on this label on the outside of the vest. Now, I've never seen a law enforcement officer with a scale in their car to weigh your child to ensure that your child is at least 30 pounds, or require that you carry a birth certificate to ensure proof that they're 3 years old. But that's, again, up to you. But the minimum requirements for the RideSafer, 3 years old and 30 pounds. Now, as far as the certification of the RideSafer vest is on the inside of the vest, you're going to see this label right here. This is also the pouch on the delighter where the instructions will be kept, is in this pouch right here. And a side note, you might put the Velcro covers, the hook and loop covers on the back here for the headrest, neck support, could be stored in here so they don't get lost. But this first sentence right here says, this child restraint is certified for use in motor vehicles. And then over here, right next to it, it says applicable safety standards, FMVSS 213. FMVSS 213 is Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 213, and that is the federal guidelines that regulates child restraints, all car seats, all child restraint systems in motor vehicles. So by that statement, that states that the manufacturer has tested and certified this product to meet or exceed the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards, which is what makes it a legal, safe child restraint to use. So that's where you can point out to anybody on the side of the road or in a, whether it's a car seat safety check or even at the car rental place, you could point out, no, this is a certified child restraint system in the United States because it meets 213. As a quick aside, the way that car seats, all car seats, are certified in the United States, Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 213 regulates performance, meaning there are certain limits of how much energy can be absorbed by the chest, how much energy can be experienced in the head, how far can the head move, how far can the knees move. All of these are performance criteria that the federal standards set out. Then it's up to the manufacturers to create products that are tested to and meet those performance criteria. So the government does not regulate design, they regulate performance. So as long as the product, even an innovative product like the RideSafer travel vest, can meet the performance requires of the safety standard, which allows them to certify the product in the United States. So that's the way it works. The government doesn't actually certify products. It's up to manufacturers to self-certify that their product meets the federal standards. That's a common misconception, or usually there's not a lot of clarity around that. So quickly on the RideSafer vest, it is certified as a system. It can be used lap and shoulder seatbelt without the tether, or you can add the tether in addition to the lap and shoulder seatbelt. And then if it is a lap only seatbelt, you have to use the tether to provide the upper body restraint. But again, if you have the lap and shoulder seatbelt, you don't need to use the tether function, but it is an option. And at Safe Ride for Kids, we often recommend that for the littler kids, just to help keep them positioned best pre-crash. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at Safe Ride for Kids. We're here to make your life easier and safer for your kids. Remember that safety is really about putting the odds in your favor, and that's what we try to help you do here at Safe Ride for Kids. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.